What's going on, everybody? Here for Time here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to pretty easily beat Scaramouche, the weekly boss fight. So, I wanted to give a few tips on how to beat him fast and pretty simple to where you'll have almost no difficulty beating him, because I've had quite a bit of trouble fighting him until I found out the proper way to really fight him and everything. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. So before we start, I want to mention a few characters that I would highly recommend bringing. So, the first character or set of characters I would recommend bring is somebody that can go high in the air to avoid some of the attacks on phase 1. So my character here is Scaramouche that I'm using to get height. He gets enough height to avoid one of the animo laser attacks, which I may or may not show depending on if Scaramouche decides to use it or not. But everybody probably knows the attacks that I'm talking about. So I'm using Scaramouche, but you can also use somebody like Zhongli to not only get height, but to protect you from it. You can probably just withstand it with a shield, or even Albedo, Venti, people like that. Kazuha can also work as well. Where's Kazuha? Right there. Kazuha can also work as well. So somebody that gets height, and also a shielder can also be good for one of the attacks in phase 1 of Scaramouche. So I would just say, if you can, use a team that either gets height or has a shield. Something like that. And so, yeah, let's go ahead and start the actual boss fight. Alright, so first of all, before I even begin anything about the boss, I want to talk about these runes that are on the ground. So,
Before me, worm.
there's a few types of runes here. So the first type of rune is this electric rune, which used to weaken Scaramouche. The second rune here is an animo, which gets you into the air, which will be useful for some of the attacks. The pyro rune will, well, it takes away the cryo, so I can show you. He puts cryo on the field, and the cryo rune does the absolute opposite. It takes the pyro off the field. The Hydra rune will heal your character, your on-field character. Then the Electro, as you'll see, I think I already mentioned, but it will damage Scaramouche. And that's the main one you want to go for. And if you get really in a pinch and damage, go for the Hydra one. Maybe it's this Electro one's. And this phase, this is basically just pure DPS. Just attacking Scaramouche DPS. And I'll show you the attack I was talking about, if you'll hit me with that attack here in a second. Because most times I'm not going to kill him in the first phase like normal. So let me see. Let me go on this side so I'm not getting damaged. I'll show you the... Okay, this attack right here.
At my command, you shall fall.
So this will damage you unless you're in the air. And Scaramouche can be very good for getting in air and avoiding that. So that's that attack. And then there's a different one where he shoots like a whole beam of different things across the field. And you can actually, instead of using Shielder, you can use the animo to get an updraft. I don't see the attack quite yet, so I'm not going to yet.
Sure.
Here we go.
And it takes a while for the Electro thing to come back, so you'll have to wait a little bit to get that back to weaken him again, if you don't kill him in the first phase, that is. And I'm going to use the Pyro one to get this shield off here. It's a pretty simple boss fight when you get used to it. But yeah. This is basically the first phase, just damaging, doing a ton of DPS. That's basically what this is right here. So, I should finish this up here in a second. Yeah.
Know your place.
So yeah, that's pretty much the first phase of the battle. So, just DPS. And remember to use those characters to get height to avoid attacks, and shields can also avoid attacks. So the second phase is basically just auto-attacking, dodging, and gathering energy to attack him with the big Dendro Orb thing. Basically just avoiding attacks. You can attack him in this phase, but it doesn't really do anything. I don't think it gives you a ton of anything else except for particles, but getting particles doesn't do anything for you, because you will get your ultimates charged at the very end anyways. And these things on the ground are bombs, and you can destroy them with the corresponding elements, and you'll get energy from them. But yeah. And so this is the Dendro thing you shoot. and you're supposed to shoot at his chest, and it will damage him a ton. And that's basically what you do for this phase, but there'll be a bit more that I'll show in a second, so let me get to that stage. Okay, so on the very final attack, when you break his shield, he will spawn these turrets, and you need to destroy these pretty fast because he will insta-kill the character that's on field if you don't. So you're gonna have to kill these pretty fast. No, I wouldn't try to rush or anything, but do try to hurry because he will insta-kill the character that is on field. So. Okay. So. And then you shoot him in the chest here. And this is what you do when you do it correctly. And then when you get up here, all of your ultimates are charged, as you can see. And I might be wrong, but I think you deal a bit more damage also. I seem to do more damage than normal. But this is pretty much it for the boss fight. Pretty simple. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it for that boss fight. Alright, so that's the end of the video. I just want to make a short little video kind of helping people because I had some trouble with this boss. And if you have any questions, make sure to ask me down in the comments below. I'll be responding to any questions you may have, best of my ability anyways. So, like I said, it's a pretty simple boss fight. It's not exactly easy. And that sequence at the very end when you destroy the turrets, it can be pretty hard because they can pack quite a punch. So if you do have a shielder like Zhongli, that honestly would probably be better. And even if you like swap out a character just for that boss fight and then swap him back for your normal team. Like, for example, I could swap out Bennett for Zhongli just for that boss fight in specific, and it would help me a lot to avoid those turret shots and everything. And I've failed a lot of times to that last attack. I don't remember what it's called, but he insta-kills one of your characters, and it gets to be a different beast. If you do fail that, you don't get him in a weakened state, and you kind of have to just shoot him and attack him normally while he's attacking you on the grounds there. So it can be a bit annoying to attack him like that. So it's better if you destroy the turrets really fast and get him weakened. It's pretty simple. Both phases are pretty simple. But it was cooler in the story, honestly. It's cooler in the story mission doing the boss fight. Yeah. Hopefully this video helped you. And if this video did help you in any way, make sure you subscribe so you can catch up on my latest gaming content. And I'll see everybody in the next video. Bye.